But that's just my, that's my speculation. I don't know that for a fact. I don't know for a fact that it was a bit much or unjustified or whatever. But that's my opinion based on what I've seen it and what I feel. I feel like it was a little bit much.
I hope this isn't a case of black man gone wrong, where we just see the tail end of it. Because I know I have been in that situation too, where I've tried to be nice and be cordial, and then something happened. Somebody. It's always the third person that gets into your mix. Because you can be talking to the stewardess or whoever on the plane, like, ma'am, this is not my seat, blah, 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 blah. And then somebody interjects, like, just sit down so we can leave.
Oh, I hate that person.
That third person. Then
they gonna get it.
Now we got a real problem. So I hope this is not a case of a black man gone wrong. But his track record is just
I was just going to say.
Good.
I was just going to say.
Mitchell, man.
even if that
brother.
is the case, it's one of those things where I feel like, what are you doing?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Even if that is the case this time, still, what are you doing that you see yourself in these situations?
Time and time again.
Yes. Mm-hmm. So some of it got to be on you.
Right.
When you're constantly the one in the middle of all it. It can't be the whole world is fucked up except for Jason Mitchell.
Right.
Where you're like to the point where you're 30 something years old and getting in bar fights while you're on a shoot.
Right.
To the point that they got to stick a babysitter on you and all this kind of stuff. Come on.
Yeah, then the babysitter still can't control you.
Right. But to try to steer you away from these type situations, you need a buffer. Come on. Something's going on. Well, anyway, that's what's going on with Jason Mitchell now.
Hopefully he gets it together.
Old Town Road rapper Lil Nas X, or is it Lil Nas 10? Lil Nas X comes out on the last day of Pride Month.
Now I'm going to be wondering if it's Lil Nas 10 or not.
It is not.
No, it's not. That was a joke. Come on now.
I'm going to be wondering. I'm like, dang. All right.
I don't know. Is this news? I guess it's news.
It'd be news if people cared who he was.
I care.
My wife was like, oh, that's a bad idea. He should have waited till the second or third album. I was like, honey, don't nobody care. Nobody care.
I don't think so today. Especially
I
these days.
Second or third
She was like, are you sure? In our day, I'm like, that's right there. Stop right there.
Yeah,
this is not our day.
Mm-hmm.
This is a new day. It's a new day. And don't nobody care if this man is gay or not. They really don't. It's like, okay, he's gay. And move on. Like now back in the day when celebrities either came out or more than likely were outed. Because, back in the day, they weren't coming out voluntarily as much. A lot of times they were being outed. And it was all this shock and awe. What? Him? Who? Her? What? I didn't know. I had no idea. Now it's just like, oh, okay.
Also, consider the music that he's putting out.
Right.
I mean,
that was
Old Town Road right there.
That was your first
itself.
clue. That was your first clue. That's what I told her. I was like, honey, listen to the song. That was your first clue.
Yeah.
That was your first clue.
Regular on my booty. I should have known by that line.
I don't like country music, but this is not my jam.
Yeah.
I hope it's not a publicity stunt.
I don't think it is.
I don't think it is.
No, I mean like he just waited till this time, like the end of Pride, to try to come out to.
I understand what you're saying, but I think maybe Pride helped him come out because like he's maybe he was feeling himself because of Pride, especially if he's And then on top of that, he just had some bad press previous to this that had nothing to do with his sexuality, but actually had to do with color because there was country fans that don't like Old Town Road.
Old Town Road, right?
Because the Negro's singing it.
Yeah.
And so they just refused to like it.
Oh wow! Oh, you mean when they took him off the country charts? Or are you just talking about something else?
Yeah, that's when they took him off the country charts. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's.
I also think to be fair to them, I think they also have a problem with the fusion or the rap part of it, not just the fact that he's black. I think that also has a
what? Ain't no fusion. There's no fusion. That's a country song, through and through. It has up tempo melody, and I don't think that's fair to say. To label what somebody else's music is. If they made it in the country genre, whether it has pop influences or hip hop influences, if it's a country song, then give him his credit. Don't try to knock him down because he's making such strides. I feel like he came in and made such strides so fast as an African American. They were just trying to shut him down, and I just didn't feel like that was right. So,
well, I don't think that's because there's plenty of black country artists. So I mean, you know, and for you to not say it's not fusion, I mean, I don't know how you can say that.
I didn't say it wasn't fusion.
She's saying the problem wasn't. She didn't think the problem was that it was fusion. Okay. I get that, but I feel like to Dino's point, I've seen that when, you know, I used to be a gospel singer, and when like rap started entering into gospel field a little bit, there was definitely people that are like, that's not gospel, that's not Christian. The Lord ain't behind that, you know, because they didn't want to hear people rapping in the church songs.
Not right. Yeah,
right.
But I think Dino's saying this is like that, but it's country, because now it's all of a sudden it's getting into the country field, and they're like, well, that's not my country.
Yeah, I think it's less about color and more about that. That's what I feel. I'm not saying that has no part in it, but just because there's been so many,
Hank Williams ain't never stopped to talk during the song.
Just because there's been so many big black, you know, country artists, and even still, you know, currently there's plenty.
I ain't never heard Loretta Lynn talk on beat.
But yeah. So anyway, so he came out, and and to your point, Dejan, I think it might have something. I don't think it's devoid of publicity, and I don't think that it's necessarily a bad thing. Like, he is gay, and he feels like he needs to come out or make that proclamation or whatever. That's fine, too. Why not do it to your advantage? You know what I mean?
Did he come out as gay or bi?
No, he came out as gay. Gerard Carmichael came out as bi.
Okay.
Oh, what?
Because I can remember, like, where the Lil Nas X was saying, like, oh, yeah, he also fooled around with dudes, because that's usually the first step onto the gay. You get off the bi exit to get on the gay freeway.
Right.
So that's the next story. Is comedian Gerard Carmichael came out as bi on his home videos program on HBO Special.
Wow.
And we're saying bi. He didn't use those words. He didn't say bi, but he also made it clear that he's been with both.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's not surprising.
Yeah.
I love Jared Carmichael, so.
But again, it was like, okay.
Isn't he? No, he's not married.
No, I don't think he's married.
He's not married. No, it's not him. But no, I love him. I love him and everything that he's done. And I want to know. You think he's about to get on the gay freeway, Pip?
No, I think that he's bi.
Okay. You think he's bi?
I think most people are bi, and I think most people just end up rounding up or rounding down to the things that are most comfortable, because they're probably mostly straight, mostly gay, and just like they're not interested enough in their own or the opposite sex enough to go there.
Yeah,
I can see that.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of truth to that. So, Cardi B was denied her trademark registration for Oker.
Oh,
that was good. That was good. I'm gay. I can't even do that.
Yeah, that was the first time I even attempted, just only for the sake of the story.
Oh.
That'll never happen again. But she tried to trademark the with OKU 3 R's and OKU with 2 R's, and they shot it down, saying that it's a widely publicized and known, you know, saying, mantra or whatever that people all over, and it's like she couldn't trademark.
They was doing it on Noah's Ark.
Right. Well, see, that's the thing. I feel like she maybe didn't invent it, but she made it popular.
Yeah.
And she probably
with the mainstream. Gay people been doing Oker for like years.
Yeah. Well, that's how it is. That's how it always is.
Yeah.
That's how it always is. Always. You know.
Most gay men stole it from black women.
So
I guess it's come full circle.
But it's like, you know, they did. What was it? That thing that a lot of the mainstream media thinks that Shaquille O'Neal coined the phrase "half man, half amazing" when he was referencing Vince Carter, but everybody in hip hop knows that Shaquille O'Neal was referencing Nas when he was talking about himself being half man, half amazing. So, and then they took it and kind of ran with it and whatever, but it's like that. Yeah. So that kind of stuff.
Like everyone thinks Madonna created Vogue.
Right. Exactly. But, anyway, in any case, they denied her claim. So, but she's not done. She's trying to train. I think she's given up on the old Kerr thing, and she's now focusing on bobtails, which I think she has probably a better chance of getting trademarked because she wants to come out with swag with her logos on it. She wanted to have T-shirts and mugs with old Kerr all on there, and then now I guess so since she can't do that. Well, she can. She just can't trademark it.
Right.
And
now she can try.
Now she's gonna try to do bobtails. Okay. So, but that's what's going on.
As long as she doesn't just do something like "Give Me 5."
I don't know.
Yeah, that's funny.
I think she should keep trying with more R's.
Which R does the law finally recognize as an original?
Does she think? Saying? Maybe does she? I wonder if she thinks she came up with. No, she got to know that.
I think she thinks she popularized it, and that's her now, something that's equated with her.
No, it's been brought to her attention that she was not the first person to use the word. Actually, the Kardashians were the first ones to use the word on their TV show in the same exact way, tone. Oh, they did that on Keeping Up with the Kardashians years before she even came out. So, but even when she did come out, she blew that phrase up. She blew it up. She blew it up way more than they did it on that one little, episode that they did. So, but she knows. She knows.
Yeah. Well, like Pip said, what was the show?
Noah's Ark.
Noah's Ark, which I've never heard of. They have a record of it. They have a record of it being out as early as 2008.
See?
So no, it was out before that because it was out before I moved in Chicago.
Okay. Well, the article said 2008, but I think the specific episode that they found it in was as early as 2008, and I think Cardi B was still in diapers at that point.
Practicing sliding up and down the jungle gym. Swinging around the jungle gym.
But another trademark news, the fashion, I guess, I don't know if you can call him he's an artist, and he's got some T-shirts with a logo on it. I don't necessarily call that a fashion designer or a clothing designer, but, it's in the fashion world. But his name is Eric Benetti. And he's had this company called FUCT for like 30 years. He's been trying to get it trademarked. And there are laws about vulgarity and being, immoral and things like that. And they've denied his trademark claims on those grounds many times. But this time it's made it all the way to the Supreme Court. And in a 6-3 decision, he won.
Good for him.
Yeah, and good for the Supreme Court because
good for America.
The Supreme Court said the First Amendment does not need the government to decide what is offensive and what's not offensive and all that. Like it's just not a part of the First Amendment.
Right.
Plus, it also just sits in like whoever's hand has that application. Really, doesn't it?
Yeah. They said it's two, and the three who denied or tried or voted against it, they said that the immoral part of the clause, whatever, was vague, but they felt like the other part of it should stand. So the vulgarity part of it, but it's all subjective, and it is
subjective because
all against.
It's a man that sells T-shirts on Crenshaw of like, oh, my goodness. I bought a T-shirt from him of like this guy giving this girl some head, and her husband walked in. It's on a shirt. I have that shirt. Oh, no, they gave it away. But I had that shirt. So if he could sell those shirts, why this man can't put FUCT on his shirt?
No. You're getting things confused. He was not denied selling. He's been selling them for 30 years.
Oh.
He could not trademark it. Just like we said about Cardi B could still do Old Kerr or whatever, but she can't trademark it.
Okay, well then I guess that's a gray area for me. What's the
because FUCT, say it out loud. Just don't say it as
fucked. Right, that's how it's pronounced.
And
fucked.
so to the government that seemed obscene and vulgar.
Vulgar.
So they wouldn't give him a trademark for an obscene or vulgar.
No, I got that, but my thing is, what's the difference between him selling it and trademarking it
because other people can sell it too. He doesn't own it.
Okay.
Yeah,
I see. That was mine.
Yeah, like Pepsi, only Pepsi can put Pepsi on, has the control of that trademark and who can use it in the merchandising of it.
Their logo, that word, all of that.
Anybody could take this. We can't now, but up in all these 30 years, anybody could have taken his FUCT and used it or started their